Good morning, this is Overshot. Mitchell comes to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue my part series, The Week That Was College Football Season Review, the 1993 college football season. This is about the overview of the 1993 college football season. It was the year of the Coalition Poll, the team that beat the team, and Orange Bowl thriller. Let's get started. The term Coalition Poll entered the college football lexicon in 1993. It was a year that was marked by ruthless criticism of the national championship process, which remained well mythical. After the AP Writers Poll had served to position Miami and Alabama in the Bowl coalition Sugar Bowl matchup after the 1992 season, many journalists objected to their votes being used to determine bowl pairings. They argued their function was that of reporter, not that of a newsmaker. A new poll, the Coalition Poll, was born, a ranking system that combined the vote totals for each school from both the AP Writers and CNN USA Today Coaches Poll, then used the results to seed the 1993 Bowl Coalition pairings. The season started harmlessly enough with Florida State pegged as preseason number one. Many were pleased that popular coach Bobby Bowden might finally win a championship after several near misses. The undefeated Seminoles were a unanimous AP number one as they entered a November 13th showdown with undefeated number two Notre Dame at South Bend. The winners seemed set to take command of the race for number one. Unbeaten and lingering on the cusp were number four Nebraska and number nine West Virginia. The wild card was unbeaten Auburn, omitted in the coaches poll and eligible for a bowl, but inexplicably seeded nonetheless in the coalition poll by doubling its AP votes. An entertaining twist was that the first-year coach of the Tigers was Terry Bowden, who was the son of Florida State, Bobby Bowden. Notre Dame dominated Florida State, but a late Seminole rally brought the score to 31-24, prompting Bowden to say at least the score looked respectable. The rally was important. It simply saved Florida State's season, because the Riders dropped the Seminoles only to number two, and a week later, Boston College came to Notre Dame and trumped the win by the Fighting Irish the week before. The Eagles won 41-39 in a last-moment field goal. Boston College's upset of Notre Dame put Florida State back in the picture and gave new life to Nebraska. Suddenly, the media began ripping the Cornhuskers, losers of six straight bowl games, and whose coach Tom Osborne wore the never-won-a-title arbitrage that perfectly matched the Bowdens. If he had an AP vote, brassy Michael Wilbon wrote in the Washington Post he would place Nebraska so low he couldn't earn the coalition's top two because of bad recent bowl records. Nebraska was the second biggest fraud after Michigan in college football, according to Wilbon. Try it as it might, the media couldn't ignore the Cornhuskers this time as they finished the regular season at 11-0. The 21st straight year of 9 wins or more, the coaches voted the Huskers number one, while the Riders kept Florida State on top. Meanwhile, coalition rules dictate the two meet in the Orange Bowl, while Notre Dame and West Virginia were left to lobby for votes. Each had a fair argument. The Irish had the same number of losses as the Seminoles and had beaten then number one Florida State head-to-head. West Virginia, victim of a very low preseason rating, argued that it deserved a shot at Nebraska because both were the last standing unbeatens. After a closing win over Boston College, Mountaineer coach Don Nehlen asserted that we beat the team, Boston College that beat the team, Notre Dame that beat the team, Florida State that was number one. Debate raised over a backdrop of positive commentary about the college game's excitement, while the NFL was criticized for a multitude of dull, low-scoring games. When the dust cleared on New Year's Day, Florida silenced West Virginia with a Sugar Bowl thrashing. Notre Dame edged Texas A&M in the Cotton Bowl, and Florida State claimed number one in the 18-16 thriller that at least restored postseason pride at Nebraska. And the image of Nebraska soon would turn in upcoming years to invincibility, mostly for the better, but partly for the worse. The Orange Bowl was a strange game because it clearly could have left Nebraska highly frustrated, but the Huskers could have and probably should have won. As it turned, Nebraska would win the next two titles. So had can't win the big one, Osborne's Huskers gotten a few small breaks against Florida State. Osborne may well have earned a totally unprecedented 3 titles in a row. The Orange Bowl game was clearly one of the greatest games in the year, packed with thrillers. It might be the best game ever played that no experts ever seem to cite as one of the greatest ever. It was full of tension and odd plays. With passing offenses becoming a more mainstream mode in football, there was a parallel consequences on defense. Maryland used the run-and-shoot offense to fill the air with passes. Terps quarterback Scott Milovich Milanovic set a new Atlantic Coast Conference record with 26 touchdown passes, but partly because the Terps' offense burned little time off the clock. Brown became the first team in history to allow more than 6,000 yards on defense. And opponents gained 6,083 yards against the Terrapins. Here's the milestones for 1993 college football season. You had hash marks, point from the sideline at which wide, running, or out of bounds plays were moved close to the center of field to create more room for offenses on short side of field and for quarterbacks to make easier throw on out passes to wide side. Fumaruski trick plays in which linemen ran with intentional fumble was outlawed as too difficult to officiate. Penn State officially started play within Big Ten Conference as 11th member. Just before openers, Pac-10 severely penalized Washington, including a 2-year ban on bowls. Coach Don James quit in anger. Was replaced by assistant coach Jim Lambright. Next, TCU retired number 49 jersey of 79-year-old quarterback Greg Sammy Ball. So those are some of the milestones that took place for the 1993 college football season. The longest winning streaks entering the college football season for 1993 was Alabama at 23, Bowling Green at 9, Florida State and Notre Dame had 7 game winning streaks. Coaching change that took place, you had Arkansas with an incoming coach like Danny Ford, Auburn, Terry Bowden, Chuck Reedy of Baylor, Clemson, Tommy West, Sonny Lubick, Colorado State, Ron Cooper, Eastern Michigan, Kim Helton, Houston, Mike O'Kane, North Carolina State, Johnny Majors, Pittsburgh, San Jose State, John Walston, Southern California, John Robinson, Ron Dickinson, Temple, Wake Forest, Jim Caldwell, Washington, Jim Lambright. The preseason USA total today, coaches poll, preseason USA today, coaches poll looked like this. Number 25, Mississippi State, Boston College, number 24, number 23, North Carolina State, number 21, Brigham Young, 21, Oklahoma, 20, Clemson, 19, North Carolina, 18, Southern California, 17, Ohio State, 16, Arizona, 15, Stanford, 14, Penn State, 13, Georgia, 12, Florida, 11, Washington, number 10, Colorado, 9, Tennessee, 8, Nebraska, 7, Syracuse, 6, Notre Dame, 5, Texas A&M, 4, Miami, 3, Michigan, 2, Alabama, and 1, Florida State. So the season started on August 28th, 1993, with Florida State, the number 1 team in the country, shutting out Kansas 42-0 in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Hoping for early penalty-assisted touchdown, Drayhawks took kickoff. Dan Eakoff's field goal off board, never to score again. Wasn't Eakoff's day. For as punter of Kansas, he saw Seminoles tight end Lonnie Johnson block a first quarter punt for touchdown recovery by defensive back Clifton Abraham. Now, number 1 Florida State took control in the second quarter. Its defense that was inspired by linebacker Derek Brooks magnificently stonewalled 9 plays inside its own 3-yard line at end of 80-yard Kansas drive prolonged by penalties. Now, Jayhawks' touchdown at that stage would have cut the deficit to 14-7, but instead, Florida State running back Sean Jackson scored twice. Runs through 40-yard pass to wide receiver Kevin Knox in the middle of a 99-yard touchdown drive that followed Seminoles' goal line protecting series called by Coach Bobby Bowden the best goal line stand I've ever seen. Assistant athletic director at the time, Gail Sayers, had warned Kansas against accepting this momentous task, and he turned out to be correct. Although Kickoff Classic was big payday for Jayhawks of Kansas, coming off 8-4 record in 1992, have never been the same since. On Sunday, North Carolina beat Southern California 31-9 in Anaheim. John Robinson's football's current winningest active coach at the time was back in Cardinal and gold, but his Trojans showed little of past prowess. As the Tar Heels mounted fierce ground attack with new tailback tandem of Johnson & Johnson. Tailbacks Curtis and Leon Johnson combined for 172 yards rushing, while Keach scored a touchdown for 7-0, 14-3 leads. USC, which nibbled to within 7-3 at halftime on kicker Cole Ford's 27-yard field goal in the middle of the second quarter, was hurt when he hit elusive sophomore tailback. Dwight McFadden. Here. Dwight McFadden shattered his ankle in first quarter, went down for the season. So, It took until third-string freshman tailback David Dotson served for Troy's run game to finally get moving on a 71-yard drive to touchdown pass by quarterback Rob Johnson. In Disneyland Pigskin Classic, fading in moments. North Carolina stepped to 21-3 in third quarter. And wide receiver Marcus Wall's 6-yard touchdown run at the Tar Heels recovered fumble at USC 20-yard line. So that includes a look at week 1 of the college football season for August 28th. The games that were played on August 28th. When the games played on Sunday between North Carolina and Southern California. Here's the AP poll August 30th. At number 25, Mississippi State. 24, Texas. Boston College 23. North Carolina 22. Clemson 21. Brigham Young 20. 19, Oklahoma. 18, North Carolina. 17, Southern California. 16, Ohio State. 15, Arizona. 14, Stanford. Number 13, Georgia. 12, Penn State. 11, Tennessee. 10, Colorado. 9, Florida. 8, Nebraska. 7, Syracuse. 6, Notre Dame. 5, Texas A&M. 4, Miami. 3, Michigan. 2, Alabama. And number 1, Florida State. Okay, that's it right there for us looking at week 1 of the college football season for 1993. I'll do week 2 tomorrow. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Do a video of this magnitude tomorrow. Until then, talk to you soon.